How can you create tone through mark making to achieve depth and form in your Cubist still life drawing? In George Braque's The Portuguese painting, there are contrasting dark and light areas using mark making. These are mainly dashes of white, greys and black, which gives the painting depth and some perspective, so it doesn't just appear flat. How can you create tone through mark making? Tone is the effect of light and dark in a painting or an object which is caused by the direction of the light source, so it makes it look three-dimensional. Mark making is a term used to describe the different lines, patterns and textures we create in a piece of art. It applies to any art material on any surface, not only paint on canvas or pencil on paper. I'd like you to watch the clip, which is 6 minutes long, on the tonal value and mark making. Now I'd like you to do a little task which is going to take you 5 minutes. You're going to make a tonal mark making scale. I want you to use a normal HB sharp pencil or a coloured crayon and complete the 3 tonal mark making boxes below. This is also on the task sheet which is attached on Show My Homework. Use a different mark for each box. You'll be showing a range of light to dark tonal mark making values. The closer together the marks, the darker the tone, and the further away the marks, the lighter the tone. You can also alter the pressure of your hand from firm pressure for dark tones to lighter medium pressure for mid-tone and very light pressure for lightest tones. Keep inside the boxes and be as neat as you can. You can see there's some examples on this slide of different marks. There are scribbles, there are dots, there are dashes, there's cross-hatching. Use whichever 3 marks in the tonal mark making scale. For your second task, I'd like you to apply tonal mark making to your second Cubism exercise drawing. This should take you 30 minutes. So work on your second Cubism exercise drawing, so not the one you've just previously done in your last art lesson where it's got tonal shading on it. Use the other one. The drawing has lots of small shapes, spaces, a bit like a fragmented jigsaw where the 3 drawings cross over each other, like the one on the bottom left-hand corner with the 3 different viewpoints of wine glasses. Each of these spaces should be filled with a type of mark making, and you should try to use at least 3 types of mark making in your work using a normal HB pencil or coloured crayons to achieve a range of tones and depth, achieving a more 3D effect. So refer back to your tonal mark making scale that you previously done in the 5-minute task and keep inside the lines of your fragmented shapes. So the marks that have been used in the overlapped wine glasses are cross-hatching, dots and scribbles. Alter the directions from light to dark in each of the spaces so that you can achieve the effect that you can see in the wine glasses. There's dark areas in a shape and light areas in the same shape. It creates a sense of depth. So what colours, if you're choosing to use coloured crayons, what would look good together? So complementary colours, the opposite to each other on the colour wheel, create contrasting effects. You've researched this already in your Fauvism project. On here there is a colour wheel. A maximum of 6 should be used. So the example in the wine glasses below has the following complementary colours: red and green, blue and orange. Note that different tints, so lighter or darker variations of that colour, can be used. So I've used in the glasses, there has been a sort of a dark green that has been used and also a limey green that has been used in combination with it. I'd like you to watch the clip, which is 4 minutes. The artist shows a range of tonal mark making effects into his drawing of the overlapping water bottle. Some of you will want to dig deeper and challenge yourself. You can use mixed media, so you could add collage. So Picasso and Braque began to use collage and textural materials in their Cubist work, and this is known as synthetic Cubism. This was a period in the Cubism art movement that lasted from 1912 until 1914. The next slide shows instructions on how to trace newspaper, graph paper, and the inside of envelope paper. You can see these are the examples of what I've just explained on the right-hand photograph. Use whatever collage you have available to you, but ensure the colours match the coloured crayons that you've already used. You will need scissors, glue and tracing paper, but greaseproof paper can do the same thing as tracing paper if you don't have tracing paper at home. So if you're wanting to add collage to your Cubist exercise drawing, then number one, lay the tracing paper over the Cubist drawing and trace the shape using a sharp pencil. Number two, to transfer the tracing onto the envelope paper, you need to flip the tracing onto the reverse side of this envelope, shown to the left. Number three, now trace with your pencil. The result is shown on the bottom left once the tracing is removed. Number four, now cut out the trace shape and flip this over, as this will be the correct side to stick on your work, shown to the right. Number five, the same process was used when using the graph paper and the newspaper. Now you'll be required to do a self-assessment. What have you done well? So you can see the success criteria is on the sheet. Please make sure you follow it and fill it out. Good luck.